So in this video, I'll be talking about standard form and how to write these numbers, so numbers that are really big and numbers that are really small in standard form. So standard form is just a different way of writing numbers, and we normally use it when the numbers are very big, okay? Much bigger than this actually. So this number has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 digits. Numbers that we normally write in standard form may have, over 25 digits, okay? So there will be a lot of digits. And again, very small numbers can have a lot of digits as well, because we're going to have 0.0000, so many zeros we can have, and then those numbers are also written in standard form sometimes. Now, standard form has two parts, okay? So when we're writing a number in standard form, there's one part where we write, using these same digits, okay, a number that's between 1 and 10. And the other part is times by 10 to the power of whatever I need to make the number back into this number. Okay, so if I have a decimal point in between the 3 and the 4, I will get a number between 1 and 10. Okay, so 1 is fine, 10 is not fine. Okay, so it has to be less than 10. And 3.47 is fine. Okay, so if I put 3.47, so using the same digits, okay, decimal point here, 3.47. Now, to make this number back into this number, I need to times that by, so times 10 to the power of. So I need these digits to move so many times to the left. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 digits. Okay, so 6 times these digits will need to move to the left to get me back to this number. So this will be 10 to the power of 6 here. Okay, so another way to look at it is I know that the decimal point needs to come here. This is where the decimal point is, okay? So if it comes here, there are 6 digits in between. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? Now, for this number, using these digits, a number between 1 and 10, so that's going to take this position, I need 5.03. So let's write that down, 5.03. Now let's think about how the decimal point changed. So the decimal point is here, and decimal point needs to go there. Okay, so there's 4 digits that need to move over the decimal point so that the decimal point is here, and we have the number 5.03. Now, 5.03 is much bigger than this number, so I need to make this number smaller. So what I can do is I can times it by 10 to the power of -4. Okay, so times it by 10 to the power of -4 will make this number smaller by 4 place values. Okay, so the 5 will move over and over and over. So it will move 4 times, and it will give me this number. So what I've written here in blue, these are numbers that I had before in standard form. Okay, our task here, again, is to write in standard form. Okay, and you might think, oh, why is it asking that? Because it looks like it's already in standard form, but it's not. Okay, so remember that this number here needs to be between 1 and 10. 35 is not between 1 and 10, okay? And again, this number here needs to be between 1 and 10. 0.032 is less than 1, so it's not between 1 and 10. So if I change this number to make it 3.54, okay, so let me just focus on this bit here. I will deal with this bit later, okay? So the first bit, if I write 3.54, okay, so that means that the 5 has moved over, okay? So I need to make this number 10 times bigger. So I need to make it 35.4 to get back to my original number. So I need to times that by 10 to the power of 1, okay? So just this bit here, you can see 3.54 times 10 to the power of 1 will actually give me this. So I've written something that's equivalent to 35.4. Now, times 10 to the power of 7, I didn't deal with that, so I need to write that here. And now what I can do is I can see that 3.54 can stay 3.54. Timesing by 10 to the power of 1, then timesing by 10 to the power of 7 is the same as timesing by 10 to the power of 8. So this is going to be 3.54 times 10 to the power of 8. Now, here I've got the same number to start with, and then this bit here I've got a negative power so that you can see how it would work with a negative power. So again, I will have 3.54, so 3.54 times 10 to the power of 1. Then I need to write my times 10 to the power of -4. So again, I will have 3.54. Now, times 10 to the power of, let's see what we should have here. So we've got timesing by 10 to the power of 1, times it by 10 to the power of -4. We need to add these powers but the base number is the same. The base is 10, the base is 10. The powers are 1 and -4. 1 add -4 is going to give me -3. Okay, the next number, I've got 0.032. I want this to be 3.2, so let's write that down. 3.2. And 3.2 needs to be multiplied by 10 to the power of negative 2, because this 3 will need to move here, then it will need to move another position to get me 0.032. You can see from decimal point here to there, there's 2 digits in between, okay? So negative 2 here, because 3.2 needs to be made smaller to get back to my original number, okay? Let's write the other one down now, 10 times 10 to the power of 5. So this is going to be equal to 3.2 times 10 to the power of negative 2 add 5 is 3. Okay, that's our answer for that one. And the next one, again, I've got the same number, so it's going to be 3.2 times 10 to the power of negative 2. And then I need to make sure that I get this as well, times 10 to the power of negative 3. Now my answer then it will be 3.2 times 10 to the power of, well, negative 2 add negative 3 is negative 5. So negative 5 here. Here I have two calculations. Okay, so I've got a multiplication and I've got an addition of the same numbers in standard form. So I've got 4 times 10 to the power of 3, 4 times 10 to the power of 3 here. And I've got 7 times 10 to the power of 5, and again the same here. So this one I'm adding, this one I'm multiplying. Sometimes you will see these written in this way. So sometimes there'll be a bracket here, okay, to show you that these are the numbers that we're either multiplying or adding in standard form, okay? Because of the way order of operations and BIDMAS works, we don't actually need the brackets, okay? So sometimes you will see without the brackets, sometimes you will see with the brackets here, okay? Now, multiplying and adding, they work very differently, okay? And we will see how that is. When we're multiplying, we can see that this is a multiplication and that's a multiplication as well. We just got a multiplication of 4 different things. So I've got one thing here, 2, 3, and 4. In multiplication, we can switch the order and get the same value. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write 4 times 7 times 10 to the power of 3 times 10 to the power of 5. Okay, so you can see that I've collected together the 4 and the 7 to the front, 10 to the power of 3 and 10 to the power of 5. I put them together on that side. Okay, 4 times 7, I can work that out. That's 28. So 28. And 10 to the power of 3 times 10 to the power of 5 is 10 to the power of 8. Now, if I'm going to write this in standard form, 28 won't be allowed. This bit is fine, but 28 is not allowed. So I need to say 2.8. So one more line, so 2.8. Now, how do I make 2.8 back to my original number? I times it by 10 to the power of 1. So times 10 to the power of 1. This bit I didn't deal with, so I need to write that down. Times 10 to the power of 8. This then will become 2.8 times 10 to the power of 9. Okay, so that's how multiplication works. You can switch the order, get these numbers at the front, multiply them, get the powers of 10 on the other side, and put them together, okay, by multiplying them like this, and then readjust your number so that it's between 1 and 10 to make it into standard form, because that's what it's asking here. Now, this one, when I've got addition, I do not do it this way, because BIDMAS will mean I need to do this calculation first, and that calculation, and then I add. So I need to write these numbers in full and see what the place values look like. So 4,000 here, and the other one will be 7 with 5 zeros. Okay, now these are the two numbers that I need to add. Okay, now if I write it in column method, okay, I can see what numbers go where. Okay, so that's 700,000, and then 4,000 would be here. Okay, and if I add, I can see that I will have 0, 0, 0, then 4, then 0, and then 7. Okay, so my answer for this is 704,000. Okay, and that's it. Now, if I want to write this in standard form, I need to now do that. So I need to have a decimal point here. So that would mean 7.04 I need. Now I think, okay, the decimal point is originally there. How many digits need to move so that I end up with the decimal point here? Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits. So it's going to be 7.04 times 10 to the power of 5. Now, subtraction works in a similar way to addition, where you have to do it using column method. Division works a little bit similar to multiplication, but it is a little bit different as well. Okay, so we can't say it's like multiplication. It's different, but it's more like multiplication than it is like add. Subtraction is very similar to add. Okay, you would use the column method like this. Now here are some questions for you to try. So you need to write each one in standard form. Okay, so these are just numbers you have to write in standard form, and then you have to do some calculations and write in standard form.